A Seattle congregation is pledging to stand with the family of a member killed outside their church last week. Sunday night, hundreds gathered for a vigil outside the Pursuit Northwest Church to remember Christopher LeBron Castleberry. The 28-year-old died in a shooting at a youth barbecue he and his wife were attending with their son. An estimated 30 bullets were shot into the crowd inside the church parking lot. The church is offering a $50,000 reward for information leading to an arrest. Earlier this year, violent protesters invaded a worship event hosted by the same church. Organizers say the attacks will not stop them from spreading the gospel. Religious liberty attorneys and the FBI investigated the city's security and response. Paul Petit has this story.
Armed with urine-filled water balloons and shouting obscenities, an angry mob stormed through the barricades to disrupt Seattle's May Day USA Christian rally.
People from our church got physically beaten by radical leftists.
Seattle police arrested 23 protesters. Children in attendance witnessed the violence.
They started performing sexually lewd acts directly in front of the children, targeting them.
The Seattle mayor's response sparked further outrage, blaming the Christian organizers, calling the rally anti-trans and anti-gay.
I don't think the mayor would have said anything had this been a different organization. If this was a Muslim rally or a Buddhist rally or an LGBTQIA plus rally.
The ministers on stage during the chaos are working with federal officials and attorneys to hold city leaders accountable.
Those wheels are spinning. Those legal actions are underway. Those investigations are happening. Now we have to let it play out.
The FBI is also involved, with Deputy Director Dan Bongino posting on X, quote, "Freedom of religion isn't a suggestion." Just days later, after the event, Los Angeles denied a permit for the group's final May Day USA rally.
They decided to give a permit to the Pride Festival, the LGBTQ community, for the same street the following weekend, but told us no.
Shut up by the city, Ross and his team decided to take matters into their own hands. They shut down this portion of Hollywood Boulevard and began to exercise what they call their First Amendment rights by preaching, worshiping, and baptizing.
When I think of Peter, Paul, Jesus, heavy hitters in the Bible, right? All of their lives, they faced persecution. They ran up against political powers. They ran up against principalities, but they never backed down.
Christians all over the nation are being attacked, persecuted for their beliefs, and because they won't bow the knee to the popular ideology.
There's support from the White House, and during the new Religious Liberty Commission's first meeting, Attorney General Pam Bondi promised to root out anti-Christian bias.
This president and this administration are fully committed to restoring and defending religious liberty for all Americans.
This is definitely the direction we want to go in. Of course, you can't eliminate or eradicate the hate for Jesus Christ in the hearts of people, but you can make it so the government understands that it's not allowed to take part in that kind of hostility.
First Liberty Institute released how each state ranks on religious freedom protections. Florida ranked first, while California landing near the bottom at 43. Washington State, despite the Seattle controversy, ranked 8th.
There might be some states where they have actually pretty decent laws. They don't have great leaders, so they're not defending and upholding those laws.
Their aim is for the index to pressure states to enforce the First Amendment. And if city leaders don't, groups like First Liberty want federal funding cut while lawsuits proceed.
They understand that language, and I think their taxpayers do too. And ultimately, they have to pay the consequences for their religious hostility, and I think that's the way you got to do it.
That's exactly the approach Pastor Johnson and Evangelist Johnston say they'll keep taking.
We're going to stand. We're not going to be pushed around. We're not going to be publicly chided. We're not going to get beat up in a park and then just roll over and take it. There should be a political, a legal, a civil, a financial, a political consequence for people who operate like this, and we intend to exact that on the leaders who allowed this to happen in the city of Seattle.
Paul Petit, CBN News.